Posture is how people perceive you. See, you can have weak posture, or you can have strong posture. See, now a lot of us know about posture from growing up. See, who remember, now I'm going to tell you, you know who has the best posture naturally is women. Because women just have, because guess what? You were taught from day one by your daddy and by your mommy, look now don't kiss them on the first night. Now don't call them back with it. Go ahead and wait 2-3 days. You know, there's books on that stuff, right? They tell you, don't come across too needy, right? Play it cool. Keep them coming to you. Draw them in, right? Oh, my ladies are just being quiet. You're like, no, I don't know nothing about that. Y'all are lying. we know this to be true. And that type of stuff, you know what that is? That's posture. You know, what did you do when you were in middle school or in high school and someone, and you were maybe had a little boyfriend or whatever, and you heard they were going to break up with you? You said, oh no, she's going to break up with me? I better break up with her first, right? Who here remembers that? All right, then we got some honest people in the audience. I mean, I know it's not you. I'm just talking about you heard of that. Right? See, but what is that? That's posture. You're saying, well, look, if I'm about to go out, I'm going to be the one, separated, so I can walk around and keep my swag out. Right? You guys remember that?
Absolutely.
That's posture. That's saying, look, I want to be the one that's in control. I don't want to get rejected. I want to be the one doing the rejection. So at the end of the day, when the book is written, I was in control. Posture is keeping your control at all times. Let me give you some fundamental philosophies on people. First of all, everybody wants what they can't have. So the minute you start giving something up too easy, they take it for granted. Who would agree? All right? When you give it up too easy, people take it for granted. That's why people play hard to get, right? Guess what? Here's another thing. Everything you chase will run away, and everything you run away will chase you. Everyone say posture. Posture. I'm just teaching you on some stuff on posture. I'm going to show you how I started to integrate this in my business. All right? So, knowing that everything you chase will run away, and everything you run away from will chase you, and knowing that people only want what they can't have, and that's what they appreciate, I started to gear myself a little bit differently. I said, how can I integrate this into business? Well, you know what I found out? A lot of times when people were kind of, when people were kind of not interested in what I was talking about, they were kind of like, well, I'll get back with you. You know what it was? I was giving them control. And whoever cares the least is in control. Whoever cares the least is in control. So I started to say, okay, well then I need to care. If I want to maintain control and I want to get them chasing me, when I start talking to people, what I need to do is I need to make sure at all times they know that I don't even care whether they get it or not. And I started to adopt that. And I started to take that and fuel that in with some of the feelings that I was getting. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be stronger. Everyone turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, get stronger.
Get stronger.
All right? That's what I did. And I started to get stronger. So then instead, now when I would approach someone, I wouldn't say, hey, listen, I'm working with a company. Golly, you do what? You do insurance? Wow, golly whiz, you just be so good at this. Do you want to make some extra money? Because I think with your background, you probably, and then the guy's kind of like, well, yeah, I'm busy. So here's something else. People associate being busy with being important and making money. Do they not? Yes or yes?
Yes.
So you know what? So I said, I'm going to be busier than everybody. I'm not going to care whether they get in. I'm going to let them feel that. I'm not going to chase them. I'm going to start drawing them in to me. And I'm going to come with a new, more corporate approach. A more corporate approach, like if I worked with a really big company, and I knew that our company was solid, and I knew that our company was paying big, and I knew what our company had as far as a portfolio and what we could do for the individual, would I care if that person gets hired, or am I just going to move on to the next person? Will you agree that I'm going to move on? Am I going to waste a lot of time? Any big company here, I know we got SAS, that's a really big company, pretty credible, I guess. I don't know. Every time I name a company, they say, oh, they just laid off all these people. But let's just say that that's a real reputable company in this area. If they have a position available for $100,000 a year, and they just want you to do a few things every day, you can work from home, do this, how many people would agree that they'd have a lot of people knocking on their door if we knew that opportunity was available? That's what we offer, folks. So you have to know and you have to believe that that's available. And then when you know that, you don't care if that person gets on board. Matter of fact, you're blessing them, you're doing them a favor. They should be grateful to you. They should be interviewing to you. They should be pleading to you why you should allow them to work with this company. Who here agrees with that philosophy?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, then all of a sudden I started to say, that's going to be me. That's my identity. I'm going to be that guy. I want to be a corporate recruiter. I'm going to have people interview mentally in their head. They're going to feel like they're interviewing all the time. All right? So instead of offering the opportunity, I would say things. If I was going to prospect someone, I would say, hey, listen, you seem like a sharp guy. Our company's doing a lot of expanding in the area. Look, I can't promise you anything, but are you the type that keeps your options open when it comes to making more money? And there was something about when I said, I can't promise you anything, all of a sudden he's like, so I don't just have this opportunity if I want it? Oh, no. There's a process. Look, best thing I can do is put in a good word for you to, one of my executives that I happen to work with. Best thing I can do is put in a good word for you. Now isn't the time or place, but if you give me your name and number, I'll get back to you with more details. Everyone say, boom. Boom. And I just started doing that, and I started noticing. And every single line, if you want to increase your posture, tell everyone, repeat after me. I can't promise you anything.
I can't promise you anything.
That line will save your life. Because you can be selling, and you might get caught up in the posture of, you get excited, and you're talking with someone, and you're trying to bring them on board. But then the minute you say, I can't promise you anything, that just told them that you're not the decision maker. I stopped being the decision maker. Because guess what? I was 22, 23, 24 years old. Guess what? As professional as I may have looked, as well as I might have talked, if they were older than me, or they had a better car than me, or they just sized me up and said, I'm sharper than this guy, and I tried to come at them like, yeah, I'm the hirer, I'm this big recruiter, Larry can pull that stuff off. Larry could just say, hey, listen, I run a company, I own a business, and we're hiring, and I might be able to offer you something. I don't know. He could do that, but that wasn't very duplicatable. So we all started doing it. So we stopped saying, look, if you work with a really big credible company and they had an opportunity for people to work around their schedule, make really great part-time income or full-time income, and you were a part of that company and you were happy and you were doing well, are you going to call up and badger people to try and start with your company? You just say, hey man, look, I got the deal. I've got the deal. I've got a great opportunity. I'm blessed. I'm excited. Life couldn't be better. And then their interest gets piqued and they say, well, what do you got going on? Well, look, here's the thing. If you work in a corporation where you had a job, you would just pretty much say, well, listen, best thing I can do is introduce you maybe and put in a good word with my manager, maybe the HR director, and then I can have them follow up with you. But hey, listen, before I do, you're obviously going to want to know a little something about our company so you sound smart when you talk to them. So look, why don't we do this? I'll get some information in your hands, maybe a website, some information. That way when you talk to them, you sound smart. Woo! Did that change my life? Now all of a sudden, instead of going after people and trying to cram information down their throat, what I was doing is I stopped selling the opportunity. Instead of selling the information, I shifted and started selling the opportunity to talk with somebody higher up. I went from being someone that was just trying to sell them to all of a sudden a nice friend, a cool guy that they met, that might put in a good word for them. So now when they see my number on their caller ID and they're in dinner and they're talking with their wife, they're saying, hey honey, who's that calling you? Oh, let me take this. This is this really cool guy named Cesar Rodriguez that I met earlier today. He happens to work with this company. They're expanding in the area. I don't know a whole lot about it, but he said that he'd try to put in a good word for me because how we've been looking to make more money. So he's around. Let me get this phone call. Versus back in the day when I used to chase people and try and pique their interest and try and cram information down, I'd give them the DVD and say, watch this, watch this, watch this. Go home. You watch it yet? No. You were busy? Oh, okay. You watch it yet? No. Oh, kids happen to. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, when next week? Oh, and I had to hear all their excuses. Oh, God, I hate excuses. Look, you call my voicemail. It says, please leave a message. Omitting anything that may sound like an excuse. Who here's called me and heard that voice message? People on my team. All right, so I got fed up with excuses. So I just said, man, I'm not going to be the person that tries to sell. I'm just going to be the friend that wants to help them out. How many people would agree that fundamental shift in your approach can change the way that you're seen by other people?